Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby, Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to Eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024.
and smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top! Your Atlanta Braves have won it all!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
All the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Rockies Game 3 of a 3-game set. Atlanta looks to sweep the Rockies here tonight, which would give them the season series at 4 games to 2. They're also looking to move a full game in front of the New York Mets as they are idle today. Starting play 7 back in the NL East, but clinging to that last wild card in the National League. Our pick to click tonight, we're going to go to the well one more time. Jorge Soler, he's 3 for 8 lifetime versus Austin Gomber with 2 home runs and 3 RBI. Keep an eye on Michael Harris as well. He's 2 for 5 lifetime. Soler, the only one in the lineup who has gone yard versus the Southpaw. We'll take the Atlanta Braves to win this one. Ray Lowe to dominate, and Atlanta gets the W. The way this offense has been sputtering, and Whit Merrifield out of the lineup again tonight, the top of the lineup's going to have to carry the freight. Give me Atlanta 4, Rockies 1. We've got the Ray Lowe sunshine emoji kicking in the chat for you Country Club members. If you haven't become a Country Club member yet, what are you waiting on? It's almost postseason. Also, a quick reminder, tomorrow, Braves Country Today will come your way about lunchtime at 1 p.m. Eastern. Country Club members can watch it here on YouTube, or you can jump over to Facebook Live. We'll go over this series, preview the Toronto Blue Jays coming in to Truist Park, along with everything to do with the National League Wild Card race as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. It's time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Braves Country, get your game face on. We need a sweep to stay on top of the NL Wild Card. Good evening, Braves Country. Jumping on a few minutes early because we want to play the postgame presser last night. Real quick, this is a really quick clip from Kid Kelnick, who got the game ball from us, and he was interviewed after the game. This one's super quick, and then they talked to Snit.
Jared, this group gets off to a strong start here tonight. 4 runs in that first inning. From a mental standpoint, what does it do to have that early run support?
I mean, it just gives us confidence going into the game, especially early, to get that momentum. It was huge.
You step back in with another start here tonight. You do it with solid fashion with that 3-run shot there. For you, what was your focus entering tonight with that at bat?
Just trying to stay middle of the field. I know he had, good off-speed stuff, so I was just trying to stay up the middle and just put a good swing on it.
All 5 runs tonight coming with 2 outs. What does it say about this group in terms of focus and patience at the plate?
We're just willing to fight, each and every pitch. That's something that we talk about all the time, so I feel like we did a really good job of that.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Thank you.
And then this right here is Brian Snitker postgame.
No, I love it. I mean, I think it can be really good for us because liked it there in the beginning, and kind of didn't seem right. Now it kind of feels right again, and just helping the top half of that lineup and getting him coming up more, and so he has some swung the bat pretty good tonight, I'll tell you. So yeah, I like him up there.
How good was that to see from Kellner?
It was great. I mean, that was big. When you look at the outcome of that game, man, that's a big swing right there. Because after the first, obviously, we had a hard time doing anything with that kid, and so that was really big and good for big for him too.
How about, these are games that you're supposed to win, or your team, you haven't done that all year. How important is it just to kind of win these games?
No, I think it is. I mean, it's important for us, as we've talked about, to win every game we play now, and in this business, it's those ones you're supposed to win are hard to win. It doesn't work that way, because you just never know when you're going to face a team and what kind of a role they can be on. I mean, this is because it's still, even this year, time of year, it's about when you play teams. But we're kind of in that win today mode, and and these teams like this they have nice young players here, and so like I said, this was without that one swing, we're probably still out there playing. So. but they're all big now. They're all big games. They're all must-win games, and so it's a good one again tonight to win.
Charlie said he was disappointed he didn't go deeper into the game, but you had to feel good turning it over the bullpen the way they've been pitching.
Yeah, they've been pitching great. And Charlie had to grind through that 5 innings, and I thought he still amazes me when he tails that rubber in the first inning. I'm seeing 95 and 96 with that breaking ball, and it just continues to amaze me what he does. And he did, he did his job. He got through the 5th, and I'm glad he got the win. And like I say, our bullpen was in, pretty good shape tonight. So those guys all did a great job.
With the consistency that you're seeing on both sides of the ball, just defensively, offensively, from Michael Harris, is there anything that you can pinpoint as just that has led to that, or you say this is just who Michael is?
No, I just think it's about him getting back and playing every day. He missed a huge chunk of the season, and that's hard to do. It took him a while last year because he did that same thing early, and it took him a while to get caught up. And this year, he went down, played a few games, and it hadn't had the big, as much distance, I think, to get him going. And his bats have been pretty good. And so I just think it's about him, playing every day and getting repetitions in the at-bats, and because the skill set and the ceiling on this kid is just out of it's just unbelievable.
So that was Brian Snicker post-game. Atlanta Braves won last night. I'd still like to get some this offense going. I get it, we're missing Merrifield, but I mean, now we're talking about missing the backup of the backup. It's like, good Lord, can we bubble wrap this team and get them to October somehow? Still haven't heard a definitive on Ozzie Albies. The only thing that I've seen is that he is trending well, and I think they're kind of keeping mum's the word. I'm going to check one more source before. I don't see anything. Merrifield, by the way, is available off the bench tonight, and they're expecting him to be back in the lineup tomorrow, which I kind of figured that because when they're talking about his head being sore to the point where it was really almost impossible to wear a batting helmet last night, and it wouldn't have been ideal to have a cap on, you kind of figured it was going to take at least one more day. But they did say that he's available off the bench tonight. And this was a quote from Merrifield. Quote, "My phone was blowing up with players saying, 'Thank God somebody's finally talking about this.' Pitchers too," which is a bit surprising. A lot of pitchers say, yeah, this is ridiculous what some of these guys are coming up or doing. And basically what he's referring to is that he spoke out about the fact you got these young kids who aren't ready, but they're throwing up there in the triple digits, and they hit him in the head. I'm telling you right now, a few inches up, and you're talking about hitting him in the temple, and you're having the same thing that happened in the early 1920s. Ray, I always forget his last name, Ray something Croft. But anyways, hit the guy in the temple, and it killed him. And that's what changed the balls and ended the dead ball era, essentially. But we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves as Raylo is set. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Raylo hits the first pitch for a strike, follows it up by a ball on the outer edge. 1-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The batter, batting 250 with 9 home runs. The 1-1 is lifted high in the left field, but it'll drop into the glove of Ramon Laureano, 1 away. Left to right in the Atlanta Braves outfield tonight, it's Ramon Laureano, Harrison center, Soler in right, and around the diamond, you've got Gio, Orlando, Luke playing second, and Matt Olson at first. Smurf is behind the plate. We're going to start this poll here in 1 second, just get everybody's idea, kind of get your the temperature of the room. Everyone who knows the NFL starting tonight is the four-seam fastball is a swing and a miss up top. It's 0-1. Tovar the batter. And the question is, what's your second favorite sport? They only allow us to put 4 in those polls. So we went with the 0-1, fouled straight back, 0-2. So we put in there NFL, college football, NASCAR, mainly because Willis mentioned NASCAR, and the NBA. Just kind of curious what your second favorite sport is, the 0-2. Right there at the knees, P at the knees, 96, caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry 2 away. Two down. Man, if he can hit that spot, he's going to be hard to beat. So the poll is up. I'm just curious. I think I know where this crowd goes, but I'm just curious. First pitch on the way to Doyle, misses low. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Good evening, Braves Country. Time to hit the smash that like. Let's get that sign down early. 100 drops the sign if you're new here. 100 likes. Good evening, pushing buttons. Country Club member, Robert Country Club member. Beeve, the 1-1, down and away, 2-1. I'm not down to that part of the screen, but I'm pretty sure I saw the Goat. Good evening, Country Club member, Goat. Barry, Country Club member. Good evening, Daryl and Daniel. There's the Goat. Tim, Country Club member. Pushing buttons, the 2-1. Swung on, lifted into center field, going back on the track. Making the catch just before the warning track is Michael the Hawk Harris. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by the Hawk. We'll be back in a flash.
This is the career of Whitey Herzog. Doral Norman Elvert Herzog was given the nickname Whitey due to his light blonde hair. After spending time between the Senators, the Athletics, the Orioles, and the Tigers over his 8-year playing career, he decided to call it quits. His first stop after hanging up his cleats would be with the Athletics, where he worked as a scout and a coach. His first managerial job would be with the Texas Rangers, but it would be short-lived as he was fired that same year after the team went 47-91. He then moved on to the Angels, who hired him as their third base coach in 1974. His big break would come when he took over as the manager of the Kansas City Royals in 1975. He led the Royals to 3 straight American League West division titles from 1976 to 1978. The last stop on his managerial tour would be with the Cardinals, where he spent 11 seasons. He would lead them to a World Series win in 1982 and 2 other appearances in 1985 and 1987. In total, he led 6 division winners, 3 pennant winners, and 1 World Series win. His extensive baseball background would lead him to becoming a general manager with both the Cardinals and the Angels. He is known for his style of play nicknamed Whitey Ball, which concentrates on pitching, speed, and defense to win games rather than home runs. He was inducted in the Baseball Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in 2010. To close it out, I will share a quote by Whitey himself. "Baseball has been good to me since I quit trying to play."
One of those forms of gentle poetry that runs through our lives and makes the more important issues of living bearable. You have to have moments that give you pleasure with your children or your hobbies or your games. And life can't all be big issues and heart surgery. You need something to give up. Something has to bring joy into the day. I've always thought that the 6 months during the baseball season, there was something in the day that wasn't there the other 6 months in winter. It was not that you had to listen to the game, but that you could if you needed it.
Swing and a miss, and he took a mighty cut. Quite a touching sight. Everyone standing at Fenway Park as Ted Williams hit probably for the last time in a Boston uniform.
First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is swung on. That ball swatted towards center field. 1 pitch, 1 out. We've seen this one before here in the first inning. Harris continues to bite on the first pitch. It's not doing the offense any wonders, where Snickers just praising him in the postgame show. It's like, dude, he's giving away an at-bat every single game. Jorge Soler comes in as soon as we get everything caught up to speed and linked up. First pitch on the way is in the dirt for a ball to Soler. It's 1-0. As soon as we get it synced up, we'll put the 3D cast on. The 1-0 from Gomber. Right inside for a strike, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. We've got rain in the area of the studio, but I don't believe it's going to be, well, I don't want to jinx anything, but if we go somewhere, you know why. That should have us synced up. The 1-1 pitch to Soler. Swing and a miss up top, 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Rockies nothing. The pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul down the line. We'll do it again. Looks like a sparsely filled in crowd at this point, but it is still early. The 1-2 swung on, lifted over towards center field. That's going to get through for a base hit. Bit of a worm burner, and your Atlanta Braves got one on, one out. Good hard hit ball towards the middle, a little to the left. They were playing Soler a little more of a, they're playing on the pole, but the shortstop was so far over, he was really playing almost off third baseman covering the line. So 1 on, 1 out. Pitch on the way to Ozuna is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. See who else we have here in the country club. I don't think we've got to. Glenn, Brandon, Bobby, and Merlin, along with Zab, all gifted country club memberships by the Beeve. The 0-1 fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Good evening, country club members. Nathaniel Brooks. I think I already said pushing buttons. Willis. The 0-2. Down and away. 1-2. Braves trying to pull off the sweep, and they'll need to. If we lose tonight, we're tied with the Mets for the last wild card spot, so we'll have Mets fans dipping in here. Good evening, D1. Taku, country club member. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled straight back towards the rafters. We'll do it again. Good to see you, Brian Andrews, country club member. Gary, Justin. So a 1-2 count, Old World. 1-2 count, swung on. That ball's roasted into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves. 1 on, 2 on, 1 out. First and second, we go station to station. That'll bring Big Matt Olson to the plate. If you haven't voted already in the poll, go ahead and do so, please. First pitch on the way to Olson is up top, misses high. It's 1-0. I think they tend to leave that poll up about till the 4th or 5th inning, somewhere in that neighborhood. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outer edge misses. Called for a strike, 1-1. Olson kind of shaking his head, can't blame him. Home plate umpire tonight, Jansen Visconti. We had him last week. He was not good. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. What you can expect from Visconti typically is he does have a wide zone. So it will lend to a lower score, unless, of course, the pitchers are just all over the place. The 2-1 pitch. Kicks it. Swing. That ball's lifted high into center field, but not very deep. Drifting over, making the catch is Doyle. 2 away. Kind of jammed him a little bit, just got underneath it. So 2 down, and Ramon Laureano will come to the plate, getting the start tonight over Kelnick. The lefty on the mound. Not many guys in the lineup have seen Gomber. I'm interested to see the second time through what they'll do with him. He was a part of the trade as the first pitch on the way to Laureano. It's outside wide to 1-0. If you remember the trade the Rockies made with the Cardinals a few years back where Nolan Arenado went to St. Louis, Gomber was part of that piece. The 1-0 swung on, foul back, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Rockies nothing. 2 on, first and second. They'll be running at the crack of the bat. The pitch. Swing, pops that one back, foul. We'll do it again. You got the NFL going tonight. You got some college football going tonight. We'll keep you up to date with the scores. You got more baseball games than I expected them to have on the first night of the NFL. Typically, they take a seat and they play a lot of day games, but not this year. The 1-2. Swung on, lifted, into left field. That's going to get down. Here comes the runner around third. Jorge Soler is safe, and your Atlanta Braves lead it 1-0. Good piece of hitting by Ramon. Ramones went down and got it, lifted it. Just a looping single into left field. Nice piece of hitting for Ramon Laureano. It was really more of a guarding the plate, but the ball laid up a little bit, and he got underneath it and slapped it to left. Good hustle by Soler, and it's 1-0. So 2 on, 2 out, and Smurf comes to the plate. First pitch to Smurf. Remember, we did our damage last night. 4 runs in that first inning. A 3-run home run by Kelnick was really the difference. The 1-0. Outer edge for a strike. 1-1. Braves won the game 5-2. 4 of the runs scored in the first. Remember how great it was last year when we were scoring a bazillion runs in the first inning? So a 1-1 count. Swing, pops it up. Sean Murphy, another can of corn. He should have a full pantry by now. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves lead it 1-0.
What did you say to your old teammates at the end there when you were standing in front of the bench?
Take their ass home. Long flight to LA, take y'all ass home.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. How were blue check marks on Twitter partially caused by a baseball manager? Hall of Famer Tony La Russa, when he was managing the Cardinals in 2009, a La Russa impersonator posted something on Twitter that made Tony pretty mad. The troll tweeted, "Lost 2 out of 3, but we made it out of Chicago without one drunk driving incident or dead pitcher." The tweet referenced La Russa's DUIs, as well as Darryl Kyle and Josh Hancock, who were 2 Cardinals pitchers who had recently died. The tweet was very offensive, and La Russa, who actually has a law degree, ended up suing Twitter. The case was eventually dropped, but as a result, Twitter introduced verification badges to make sure that the accounts with them were genuine.
It all starts with just one thing. Get to know your local beekeeper. You can make sure they don't use chemicals in the hive, that they only sell surplus honey, plus locally produced honeys have a smaller carbon footprint. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
In 1900, the Giants had taken a huge risk and traded their greatest pitcher, Amos Rusi, for a 19-year-old rookie. Rusi had 245 wins behind him, and as it turned out, none ahead of him. The Hoosier Thunderbolt went back to digging ditches in Indiana. The rookie had no major league wins when he joined the team, but he had 373 ahead of him. His name was Christy Mathewson.
Matty was without a peer. He had a greater variety of stuff than any pitcher I ever knew or handled. His fastball was the equal of Walter Johnson or Amos Rusi's. He had the fadeaway down to perfection, and he utilized his knowledge of batsmen with greater effect than any twirler in the game. He possessed wonderful control, remarkable fielding ability, and was one of the finest sportsmen the game has ever known.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez toes the rubber. McMahon digs in, the cleanup hitter. First pitch on the way. Drops down. Curveball misses. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Rockies nothing. Top of the second inning. Atlanta going for the 3-game sweep. The 1-0. Outside wide, 2-0. 2 curveballs missing off the jump. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. 92 outside wide, ball 3, 3-0. The 3-0 from Raylo brings it. Right there on the outer edge. 3-1. Atlanta Braves will welcome in as the 3-1 pitch. Swatted back foul. Out of play. Full count. They'll welcome in the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow night, and then a one-game dip Monday, 6:40. First pitch against the Reds. The payoff pitch from Ronaldo Lopez. Kicks and fires. Swing, fists it foul. Jam shot. Back out of play. We'll do it again. So once again, 2 more night games, Friday night and Saturday night, 7:20 first pitch for those. We'll be here for that. And then the Sunday game, 1:35 as usual. That'll be over on Cover Country for the chat. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball. 1 away. One down. That'll bring the number 5 hitter, Brendan Rodgers, to the plate. Second baseman. Rodgers stands in, and the first pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball, just misses. 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Raylo brings it right there. P at the knees. 1-1. Friendly reminder to set your fantasy football lineups. They're about to kick off here in a little bit. The 1-1 swung on, foul back. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. They got the game going tonight, and then they got the Friday night game in Brazil tomorrow. Looks like it's raining there at the football stadium. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider. 2 away. Ronaldo Lopez looking pretty good so far, knock on wood. Lopez versus Toglia, the first baseman, righty-lefty. First pitch on the way. Right there on the outer cut, it's 0-1. The 0-1. 97 at the knees. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's lifted into center field. Going back on the track. It's gone. Harris will watch it go up. Man, he annihilated that pitch. That thing went over the 400 mark, dead center field, a hanging curveball, and absolutely blasted it into the trees back there. It's a tie game here against the Rockies. That was a hanging curve. He got all of it. He'd been missing with that curveball first couple of innings and finally got one over the plate. That thing was just looping. You'll notice that, though. They'll do that. They'll keep trying to go back to the pitch even when it's not working. First pitch on the way, 95-mile-an-hour fastball slapped down the left side. Braves were had the infield shaded over to the right, so it gets through for a base hit. Meanwhile, the throw gets away to the infield, but Nolan Jones will stay at first with 2 outs. Kind of inside out at it. Gio had no shot. They had the entire infield playing to pull. That's the risk you take. So 1 on, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Slider down and away. 1-1. Goodman, 8 home runs, 24 RBI, a 598 OPS. Righty, kicks and fires, swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. It's 0-2. Got an 0-2 count. Hunter Goodman, 2 for 4 in this series. The pitch, swing, fouls it down the right field line. Bending. Just into the seats. Just missed the right field pole by about maybe 10 feet. If it stays straight, it's gone. Raylo's got to get that together. Hunter Goodman, the hind catcher, does have 8 home runs on the year, batting 184. The 0-2. Caught! Did he go around? Yeah, he did. I thought he went around. Home plate umpire Jason Visconti was asleep at the wheel, but that's it, strike 3. Well, we give one up, but we're still tied. Bottom of the order due up for your Atlanta Braves.
What am I doing? I'm moving sandbags 15 feet that way. That's what I'm doing.
Why?
Does it look like I know?
I said I was always that guy that sat in my living room watching you guys play in the World Series and thinking, man, I would love to be there and experience the euphoria of what it feels like. You know, I just never thought that I'd be one of those guys that got to do this, honestly. And it's really cool. I'm telling you what, it exceeded all my expectations.
It snowed 4 inches last night. Is that a lot, ladies? Or no, you need like more. That's nothing. That's like no snow. It's average? Is it average?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Sammy Sosa is one of the legendary home run hitters of the steroid era. He hit 60 home runs in 3 different seasons, but unbelievably didn't lead the league in any of those years. Every year, either Mark McGwire or Barry Bonds had more.
Small boys had admired other players. They worshipped Christy Mathewson. He was the perfect hero for his age. He seemed to have sprung from the pages of the dime baseball novels American boys now devoured. Sports writers and fans across the country called him the Christian gentleman. No one did more to improve the reputation of the baseball player, and he did it with style.
Matheson would always wait until just about 10 minutes before game time. Then he'd come in from the clubhouse across the field in a long linen duster like auto drivers wore in those days. And at every step, the crowd will yell louder and louder.
He was a commanding presence on the mound, methodically directing the rhythm and pace of each game. He could throw a ball into a tin cup at pitching range, a player remembered, and he took a scientific approach to his work, carefully cataloging his pitches.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I believe we got a birthday in the house. Good, happy birthday, JC.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
First pitch on the way to Arcia. Looked like it hit the zone, but called us the ball. No. Swing and a miss. Got it right in his kitchen. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. I believe Marks is tomorrow. The 1-1. Misses high. 2-1. I mean, it's not like we're carding people. I have no idea. Just whenever y'all say it is, it is. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Going over by. It'll just get into the first row. Lucky break for Orlando. It's 2-2. Braves won. Rockies won. Gomber 26 pitches in as we begin the second inning. The 2-2 to Orlando. Gomber brings it. Inside, did he go around? He did not. Ball 3-2. You know, as quiet as Murph's bat has been, I can't believe they're not going 2-1 d'Arnaud to Murph at this point. The 3-2 swung on, pops it up, bending over there near the dugout, past the dugout. Souvenir for one of the fans. They caught it on the second hop. Even though we were told, what were we told about a month ago? whoever's swinging the hot bat's going to get the at-bats, right? None of that has been true. The payoff pitch. Swing. Slaps it back foul. That was a hanging slider, and Arcia just missed that one. It went straight back. Anytime you see it, I think you can see it on your screen. Yeah, you can, where it went straight back like that. Anytime you see that, it means they just missed timing that up. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's ripped down the left field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Orlando Arcia flying around first. Heading to second. He's going to be safe. Wow. The throw beat him. The left fielder, Nolan Jones, threw an absolute hose, a one-hopper, and Arcia's swim move got him safe with the leadoff double. I didn't think there was any way in hell that was going to be close. Nolan Jones got it rifled. One hopper right on target. Ugh, they may take a look at that. If he did get him, it's bang, bang. He missed the arm. Arcia's hand was hitting the bag just as his jersey was being tagged. So the thing here, the important thing is here, it was a double called on the field. And you're not going to be able to overturn unless you see something definitive. I think he's safe. I'd like to see it slowed down. They've yet to slow it down frame by frame type of deal. The call on the field is safe. There is going to be a challenge. Getting a better angle on the Rockies. Oh, he's safe. For whatever reason, we always have the worst production team. So I always have to have the backup. The Rockies just showed a frame-by-frame slowdown, and his hand hits the bag, and then, and only then, is he tagged. It's close. I understand why the Rockies may have thought they had it, but they're going to be out of another challenge. Here comes the call. He is safe. So there we go. That's worth 2. Give me 2. Willis said he's going to quit having birthdays. It's depressing. Yeah, Willis, I tried that, but I can't find the receipts. They keep giving them to me. Mine's on Monday. So on Monday, since the conversation is to that right now, the first pitch on the way, swung on, fouled straight back, it's 0-1. We're going to have the chat up, but I'm going to give you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play for the first few innings, and then my wife has to work that evening when she gets home, so probably around the first 3 or 4 innings, I'll give you the chat. The 0-1 swung on, lifted high and deep into right field, going back, tagging is Arcia. Here comes the throw all the way into third, but Arcia will beat it by a mile, and the Braves got a runner in scoring position. Get him on, get him over. Now we got to get him in. Good at bat. Luke Williams will be the batter with the chance to move Arcia in. So no, to clarify that, Brian, my birthday is Monday. There is a game Monday night at 6:40, about 8 o'clock-ish. We're gonna put the chat up on the other channel, but I'm gonna give you as much as I can until we've got plans that evening. Is the short of it. First pitch on the way to Luke is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. But at the time we made these plans, this game was not to be played. It's a makeup on the rain delay. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Swing, rifles it foul, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. So on that Monday game, it'll start here on this channel. And when I go to dip, you're going to see 2 different show cards. When I go to dip, we'll put the chat over on the cover country. Because I didn't want to take it away altogether, but they don't want to mess up the algorithm, all that junk. Luke Williams batting 172, has a 1-2 count on him. Runner at third. The infield is in. If he just pokes it over their heads, it's going to be a single. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Went fishing for that one. 2 away. That's where you really miss Merrifield. Merrifield's up there, I guarantee you he makes some kind of contact and the run scores. So now it'll be up to Harris. Harris with a 6-game hitting streak. His typically what's been happening, except for that first game back, his first at bat has been his worst one. First pitch on the way, down and in. It's 1-0. They can just get him to be a little more of a leadoff hitter when the game starts. I think it'll do wonders for him. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there at the knee. Slider, 1-1. Happy belated birthday, Katie. The 1-1. Misses high. 2-1. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 2-1 pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Fighting the little bit of wind, going back, making the catch is Tovar, and that'll end the inning. So we get Orlando on and over to third, but nobody can get him home.
Tell me you white without telling me you white.
What does that mean? He means you're. It's slang. You white means you're white. Oh yeah, I'm that.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was a hitting machine and is of course the father of superstar Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But did you know that Vlad Sr. was almost a Dodger twice? He spent 8 months at Dodger facilities as a rookie in 1993, but they decided not to sign him. Then when Vlad was a free agent in 2004, Dodgers went after him again. In fact, the Dodgers were so close to signing Vlad that their executives were congratulating each other for seemingly closing the deal. But he signed with the Angels instead, which is the team that is on his hat in the Hall of Fame.
You could be like, I'm so sad, and somebody's like, oh, but you're beautiful. I know, I'm depressed, not ugly.
In 1905, John McGraw and his Giants won the National League pennant again, and this time, when Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics took the American League championship, he agreed to take them on in the World Series. His decision not to play the year before had cost his players $1,000 each, as much as 1/2 their yearly salaries. Mathewson, who had won 31 games that season, easily deceived the hitters on the Athletics in the series, pitching a record 3 shutouts in 6 days, 27 innings, and not a single run. The greatest pitching performance in World Series history. The Giants easily beat Philadelphia, 4-1. With Christy Mathewson, New York looked unbeatable.
Mathewson was the greatest pitcher who ever lived. It was wonderful to watch him pitch when he wasn't pitching against you, Connie Mack.
Pull up a chair. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Raylo to begin the inning. It's chopped foul. 4-seam fastball, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The number 9 hitter, Beck, who's batting .209 on the year, stands in. 2 home runs. The 0-1. Just below the knees, 1-1. Braves 1, Rockies 1. The 1-1. Slider misses 2-1. Jordan Beck, 209, a 554 OPS, the 2-1 pitch. Misses again, 3-1. Really would like to see Smurf go after these hitters in the bottom of the order and not have his pitcher nibbling. The 3-1 pitch, right there. 95, 3-2. So you just give that again and make them beat you. The payoff pitch from Raylo. Infield is back into the left. The pitch swung on, fouled back. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So a 3-2 pitch, 35 pitches into the inning. Raylo kicks and fires. Caught, looking, strike 3. Got him. 1 away. Good P at the knees on the outer edge, 97 miles an hour. You could get a quick inning here for Raylo. You could really get that pitch number down. First pitch on the way to Blackman. Charlie Blackman, the leadoff hitter. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Charlie Blackman flew out his first time up. Swung on, lifted high into right center field. Coming over, making the catch is Soler. 2 down. So he went to left field the first time with a fly out and right field to the second time. 2 away, and Tovar will come to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Ezequiel Tovar, just 23 years old, from Venezuela, takes the first pitch down and away. It's 1-0. Tovar, a 268 average, 293 OPS, or 293 on base, a 754 OPS, I should say. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 97. Might have been a touch low, 1-1. It's his third year in the major leagues, really his second full year. The 1-1 pops it up. Can of corn. Olson's calling everybody off, and he'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down, just what the doctor ordered. We'll be back in a flash. Soler, Ozuna, Olson, the heart of the lineup.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.
Look, I done told y'all I'm Contretto. I'm country and ghetto. Okay, I might be tiny baby, but I'm mighty. I don't want to fight you, but I will if I have to. I'm crazy. I'm medicated crazy. You better try Jesus, baby. Don't try me. Don't try me.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
People say that, oh, you want to be different so bad, you want to be different so bad. No, I would much rather fit in and be liked. But there's something wrong with me psychologically.
I mean, the less you have going on, the less you have to worry about. Look at me. I got nothing going on. I got nothing to worry about. Except your future.
There's nothing about baseball that calls for any sort of superhuman proportion or skill, or it at least appears that way. There's the illusion that it doesn't. As boys and girls, we grow up playing it, or we grow up playing softball. And we see the people who are playing it professionally now, and they don't look that different from us. They're not 6'8". They don't weigh 275 pounds. They're not on skates. They're not doing something that is beyond our reach. So the connection, for those of us who played it on sandlots and in schoolyards, is very easily grasped.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Soler 1 for 1. Single came around to score in the first inning. Soler 742 OPS, 17 home runs. Takes the 0-1 down and in, 1-1. The 1-1 to Jorge. Figure he's got to be due. Swung on. That ball's lifted high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Will it hold? Dies just at the warning track. 1 away. I am really surprised that that swing that he put on it looked like he got all of it. Just got underneath it. right to the back of the warning track. Jones caught it with his back to the wall. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. It's right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 brings it. Chops it over towards first. Should be an easy play for Toglia. He flips it to the pitcher covering Gomber. 3-1 put out. 2 down. So 2 down, and that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. 2 really quick at bats. Wind might have knocked that one down. It's blowing left to right, and if it's just no wind at all, that ball might have gotten out. But it really looked like he tattooed it, and it just did not go as far. First pitch to Olson. He pops it up high in the sky, shallow left field, making the catch, and that is a ridiculous 4-pitch inning for your Atlanta Braves offense. What's going on there, Seitzer? We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
She'll have a whole crotch full of STDs and still call herself a snack. Okay, food poisoning.
Got a text from my ex the other day, said he missed me. I said, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now, I'm at a funeral. He said, oh my God, who died? I said, my feelings for you did. Bye. Armchair.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Prince Fielder is one of the most memorable home run hitters in the recent past, whose career was unfortunately cut short. His father, Cecil Fielder, was also known for hitting home runs. Cecil finished his career with 319 home runs, and 18 years later, his son Prince also finished his career with 319 home runs.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, that's sexy. And that's my problem.
Alta Weiss was a doctor's daughter from Ragersville, Ohio, who began to pitch for boys' teams at the age of 14. At 17, she joined a men's semi-professional team.
Miss Weiss can easily lay claim to being the only one who can handle the ball from the pitcher's box in such style that some of the best semi-pros are made to fan the atmosphere. The Lorraine Times-Herald.
1,200 people turned out to see her make her professional debut. She gave up only 4 hits and a single run in 5 innings. Soon, special trains were being run out from Cleveland whenever she pitched, and thousands paid to see her play. In 1908, her father bought her a barnstorming semi-pro team, which he renamed the Weiss All-Stars. She eventually put herself through medical school with her earnings, practiced as a physician, and spent her last years sitting on her porch in Ohio, watching children play the game she loved. But it would be 4 decades before women finally got a chance to play in their own professional league.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Raylo is swatted back foul. Number 3 hitter Doyle. Oh, and 1. Righty-righty matchup. He lined out his first time up. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it back. 95. So an 0-2 count. 97 on the outer cut. Got him. Strike 3. Frozen banana on the outer edge. 1 away. Tell you, that fastball from Raylo has been a lead all night, and I'm not saying you can only throw that pitch, but I would be leaning on that thing heavily. Then you can't throw the same pitch over and over. They'll eventually square it up. But first one on the way is a 4-seamer. Outer edge, 1-0. The 1-0. Raylo brings it. Trying to get a chase of changeup. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves 1, Rockies 1. The pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 2-1. McMahon 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. He does have 17 home runs. The 2-1 pitch. Swing up top. 96. Blew it right by him. 2-2. If you're an NFL fan, that football game is going to be delayed by about a half hour. I guess they had storms in the area. The 2-2. Slaps it over towards left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Harris cuts it off, throwing off balance. He'll fire it in the infield, and he'll keep McMahon to a single. Good hustle by Harris, 1 down. One on, 1 out. First pitch to Rogers is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. We do want to give our thoughts and prayers out to Winder, Georgia, or is it Winder, Georgia? I'm not sure which one. The awful school shooting this week. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, slider in the dirt, 1-2. Threw me off when I saw it in the news because I thought it was Appalachia, but I guess that's the name of the high school in Georgia. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider. 2 away. I looked it up on the map. I guess it's not that far outside Atlanta. It's between Atlanta and Athens for people who are curious. Or at least according to this map. Toglia stands in. First pitch, 97 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Runner on first, 2 outs. The 0-1. Toglia is the one that hit that hanging curveball well over the center field wall back in the second inning. The 0-1, swing and a miss on the outer cut. 0-2. Now with 22 home runs and 47 RBI, the young first baseman swings, swats it foul into the rafters. So Lopez, 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. Runner at first, 2 outs. Like to keep it here. The 57th pitch of the night. Swung on, that ball is chopped over to first. And that's going to be a 1-3, or 3-1, I should say, inning-ending out. Matt Olson to Raylo covering the bag. We'll be back in a flash. Braves, Rockies, knotted at 1.
Honey, I'm from the South. When I say, what did you say? I'm not asking you to repeat it. I'm asking you if you go with Jesus because you're about to meet him.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Do you sometimes sit and just be thinking like, man, I can't believe my best friend's a thug? You're not a thug. Yes, I am a thug. You're not a thug. Yes, I am. How are you a thug? I took hip-hop classes, Chad.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. In the 1995 MLB draft, the Montreal Expos chose a 17-year-old catcher from San Mateo, California, named Tom Brady. But Brady decided to pursue football instead.
The 1906 Chicago Cubs, believed by many to have been the best team in baseball history. They moved smoothly to the pennant that year, winning 116 games and losing just 36. One key to the Cubs' consistency was their infield, the celebrated double play combination of Tinker to Evers to Champ. Chicago fans loved them, but they did not much like each other, or anyone else for that matter. First baseman and manager Frank Chance fined his players $10 if they so much as shook hands with an opposing player. Second baseman Johnny Evers was so touchy that his teammates called him the human crab, and he missed one entire season after suffering a nervous breakdown. Shortstop Joe Tinker was ordinarily a cheerful man, but even he refused to speak with Evers for 2 whole seasons after a quarrel over cab fare.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Laureano stands in first pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Laureano calls his timeout. Looked like he had to adjust the gloves or something. The 0-1, lefty-righty, in the dirt, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Up top, 82-mile-an-hour changeup, 1-2. Gomber's been a little wild, but the 1-2 misses high, 2-2. You see a changeup miss up that high, you know that wasn't intentional. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. One down. Sean Murphy will be the batter. It is unbelievable. We can make the worst pitchers look like Sandy Koufax. Sean Murphy stands in. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 90 miles an hour. 0-1. His four seam is about 90 to 91 all night long. The 0-1. Balloon. Knuckle curve. Swing and a miss. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. And Gomber's at 53 pitches. One down here in the fourth. It's a tie ball game. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. Just more and more. You just hate to see it, but he's almost an automatic out these days. Sean Murphy. Which more leads to why in the world Travis isn't. I'm not saying he's going to play every day because I know they ain't going to do that, but I'd like to see 2 out of every 3 Travis. First pitch on the way to Arcia, swung on and lifted high. Another easy, quick inning. F8 in your scorecard. And we go to the 5th, tied at 1 with the Colorado Rockies.
You know, it's a song that justifies drinking any time of the day. But, you know, you just say it's 5 o'clock and it's okay, right? But it only works for drinking. You know, you can't show up late for work and be like, hey, 9 o'clock somewhere.
Imagine thinking I'm a hoe and you still can't get with me.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Wade Boggs was one of the greatest contact hitters to ever play the game. He was also known as a guy who had some weird superstitions. He would field precisely 150 ground balls before games, he would start his batting practice at 5:17 p.m., and he would run sprints at 7:17 p.m. Additionally, he would write the Hebrew word chai, which means life, in the batter's box before every at-bat, even though Boggs isn't Jewish.
I just stopped in for a little drink to settle my nerves before I go to work. What sort of work do you do? I was on a flight from New York to L.A. a couple weeks ago, and the plane lost an engine. Oh, don't worry, it'll turn up. There's a lot of pressure being applied. It's quite a sobering thought to realize that there are hundreds of people on my plane all depending on me.
If you don't like me, just say that. Okay, I don't like you. Why would you say that? It's so mean.
These are the saddest of possible words. Tinker to Evers to Chance, Trio of bear cubs and fleeter than birds, Tinker to Evers to Chance, thoughtlessly pricking our gonfalon bubble, making a giant hit into a double. Words that are weighty with nothing but trouble, Tinker to Evers to Chance.
Well, I'm of the school that believes that we know the names Tinker, Evers, and Chance more because they fit the metric requirements of Franklin P. Adams' poem. Evers was a great ball player. Tinker was a damn good shortstop. And Chance could hit well. But if you look at their record, they didn't make any more double plays than anybody else in the league at the time. They just sounded awfully good.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth we go. Fast-moving ball game. First pitch on the way from Raylo's 94. Smacks the outside corner. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Misses high and wide. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. 1-1 your score. And we have knocked down that sign early on here. The 1-1. Swung on, flat back, smack back. It's 1-2. Appreciate you hitting that sign, knocking the sign down. The 100 likes. The century mark takes it down.
Braves win!
1-2 count to Nolan Jones. He's 1 for 4. Single in the second. 1 for 2. This is outside wide. Ball 2-2-2. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. Slider misses. Raylo with 7 strikeouts so far. Righty-lefty matchup. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him chasing one off the deck. 1 away. That ball just dropped on him. Went fishing without a pole, and it's 1 out here in the 5th. If you're just joining us, Braves scored in the first with a single by Laureano, bringing home Soler. And Colorado tied it up in the top of the second with a 451-foot blast by Togley. It's 1-1 here in the 5th. First pitch to Goodman. He's 97 miles an hour. Just below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0. Swatted back foul. 1-1. Lopez at 65 pitches now. The 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, 2-1. Batting 183 on the year with 8 home runs and 24 RBI. Goodman is 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out swinging in the second. The 2-1, 97. Right there. 2-2. Standing on deck is Beck, the number 9 hitter. So Lopez could get out of the 5th without facing the top of the order. The 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3, 3-2. Three-two count. You would like to see the Braves get some runs here and not have to use Iglesias again or Jimenez. The 3-2 swung on, chop foul. Do it again. You do wonder, would they go back-to-back nights with both of them, or would they give one of them the night off and have the other one closed tomorrow night, one closed tonight if it came up? Usually a manager will tell you don't plan for tomorrow, you just reacted today, but it's the payoff pitch. Chopped over to third. Gio's got it. Babyface flips it over to Olsen. 5-3 in your scorecard. 2 down. When you're hosting Toronto and Colorado and you're in a pennant race or a wild card race, and every win counts, you got to kind of plan that out as far as who's available today, who's available tomorrow. Remember the other night they had Pierce Johnson close. First pitch on the way, slider, swing and a miss. It's on 1. It really shortened our bullpen with that season-ending surgery with A.J. Minter. The 0-1. Chopped in between home and first. Murphy gives chase, but it rolled plenty foul 0-2. I'd say, guys, you're going to see in this game regardless, because we haven't seen him in a while. Jesse Chavez would be number 1. We haven't seen Luke Jackson much either. We got to get some runs because Luke comes in, all bets are off. The 0-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Punchy on the outer edge. 3 up, 3 down. Raylo's rolling. We got to get him some help. It's 1-1. We go to bottom of 5.
Here's $5.
Oh, I'm not homeless. I'm a teacher. Whew.
It's $10.
In baseball, with so many stats, often players are overlooked or fall off the radar. Here's the career of Paul Molitor. First off, he could play multiple different positions. Over the course of his career, he played every position but pitcher and catcher. In 29 career postseason games, he batted .368, which included a .418 average in the World Series. Let's also not forget his 5 hits in Game 1 of the 1982 World Series, which still remains a record. Do it with his bat, he also did it with his legs. He reached double digits in stolen bases in every year of his career but his last. He always put the ball in play. Not once in his career did he strike out 100 times. His .326 batting average on balls in play was 40 points higher than the average player during his playing career, which made him even more of a threat. His 75.7 WAR is the highest among designated hitters. Even though he played 1,174 games as a designated hitter, he still had a huge impact on the game even when he wasn't playing the field. Most people forget he has the 5th best hitting streak of all time. His 39-game hitting streak in 1987 remains the longest since Pete Rose's 44-game hitting streak in 1978. His 3,319 hits rank him 11th all-time. He is one of 5 players in MLB history with at least 3,000 hits, a .300 career batting average, and 500 stolen bases. So it's hats off to you, Paul Molitor, for one of the greatest careers that we just don't talk about enough.
I want you. I want to get to know you. I like you. No, you don't! You just want to touch my private parts! This is not a petting zoo!
Ball players have to be able to cope with defeat more constantly than anyone else. It isn't just that they lose 4 times out of 6, it's they have to play again tomorrow. And if they lose tomorrow, that's 2 in a row. In a week, you can lose 7 in a row. A losing streak can mount up on you so much faster than a winning streak that it's a kind of terror that grips a team. It's like the spooky music that runs under baseball.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch from Gomber to Gio Urshela is a knuckle curve that misses. 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Center fielder. Brendan Doyle makes the catch. 1 down. One away. Saw Beeve asking about Harper. Harper is in the lineup tonight. He is 0 for 2 with a walk, they say. Luke Williams comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Slaps back the first pitch. Behind home plate, it's 0-1. Williams, golden opportunity in the second to get a 2-run lead. Came to the plate with the runner at third and nobody out, and he struck out. The 0-1, swung on, lifted into right field. Going back deep on the warning track, but making the catch is back. 2 down, a hanging bender. Luke just doesn't quite have the pop to get it out, but man, I was hoping it was at least going to go off the wall there. That thing hung up. But it was funny, while I was looking that up, here's an interesting stat that I was not aware of. It's the first pitch is a hanging curveball, knuckle curve to Michael Harris II. It's 0-1. Bryce Harper's at 2 home runs since July 27th. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires in the dirt, strikes him out. Ball gets away. Here comes the throw to first. Did he get him? If he got him, he barely got him. Harris doesn't look to be putting up much of a fight, and I guess that'll end the inning. If they challenge it, we'll come back, but it looks like he got him by just a hair. Here's the replay. And, yep, got him by a half step. We'll be back in a flash. Another 3 up, 3 down for your Atlanta Braves.
Okay, not to exaggerate, but I feel like I'm already tired tomorrow.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. For those who don't know, normal human eyesight is 20/20 vision. A research study found that the average baseball player has 20/13 vision, with the top 2% of MLB players having 29.2 vision. That means that some baseball players have vision that's more than twice as good as the normal human.
Okay, few rules. 1, no smoking. Cigarettes or drugs? Both. Oh, come on. How long does this class even last? Like an hour. What? All right, I'll smoke in the car before we go in. 2, no swearing. Are you me? Roth. Are you crapping me? 3, no knives. What if there's an attack? It's a bunch of children and mothers in a pool. That's exactly when I would attack.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We're bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Damn it, Gump. Give me one margarita, I'm open my legs.
But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
For nearly 20 years, a vaudeville comedian and baseball fanatic named DeWolf Hopper had been reciting a lengthy poem by Ernest Lawrence Thayer called Casey at the Bat, a ballad of the Republic. He had first tried it out on a Broadway audience in 1888 and gotten such applause that he kept it in the act. He would go on to recite the poem more than 10,000 times.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Ronaldo Lopez comes to the bump. Fires the first pitch, 95 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty righty, Blackman, top of the order. 95 misses outside wide, 1-1. We'll go ahead and end that poll. The NFL won by a landslide in the poll. 55%. Everyone says that's their second favorite sport outside of Major League Baseball. The 1-1 down and in. 2-1. College football did get 25%. I was surprised. NBA and NASCAR 11 and 7%. The 2-1. Swing lifted into center field. Drifting back, making the catch on the warning track is Michael Harris, one away. One down. Alex says Ozuna, probably the most liked guy in the clubhouse. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch to Tovar is 86 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I think if you ask a national stage, it'd be overwhelming Harper. The 0-1 swung on, lifted down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It's gone. Second home run of the night given up by Lopez. Both times the hanging curve. Just bad pitch choice. The Braves trail 2-1. That might have been the slider, but I won. There were hangers and might have been his change. I think it was a slider that just backed up, didn't spin right. He got way too much of the plate. And Tovar got all of it. First pitch on the way to Doyle is a slider on the edge of the track for a strike. It's 0-1. Colorado uses a helmet. It's their home run thing. The 0-1. That ball's ripped up the middle. A 1-out single here in the 6th. The 1 on, 1 out. Braves have already coughed up one. Rockies 2, Braves 1. If we lose tonight, we'll be in a flat-footed tie with the New York Mets for the last playoff spot. Four-seam fastball right down the pipe to McMahon. It's 0-1. Hasn't really lost his velocity, but his benders are getting way too much of the plate. Got to start thinking about getting someone like Grant Holmes up in the pen. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 1-1. Like I said, we're probably going to be seeing some of the usual suspects that you see in games that aren't close because they haven't used these guys in so long. They're going to want to get them work regardless. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And are they calling batter interference? If not, the batter is stolen second. Murphy was pointing it out. He did not throw the ball. Have to see a second look on it because, yeah, he did. The runner crossed the plate and impeded Murphy's throw, but they didn't call it. And that's not something you can challenge. So another blown call by home plate umpire Jansen Visconti. First pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Murphy went to throw and the batter cut right in front of him. If he follows through with that throw, he's going to hit the batter. What Murphy should have done is he should have went ahead and slung it. He would have hit the guy with the baseball, and then that would have definitely called it a dead ball. But Murphy was trying to be the good guy there and hold up so he didn't hit him, and then we didn't get the call. Terrible call by Visconti. It's right there in front of him. What's more maddening is that no one on the Braves bench, none of the managers, not Snicker, not any of them, are out there arguing it. The 0-2. You go around. Did not 1 and 2. I mean, just to make it right, they should have rang him up right there. Anyone with half a brain knows he did hold up, but, I mean, sometimes you got to call the strike just to even it up. The 1-2, swung on, chopped foul, will do it again. Braves 1, Rockies 2. The 1-2 on the way. Swatted back foul. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. The 1-2 from Raylo. 98 on the outer edge. Doesn't get the call. Evens up the count. Lopez sitting at 90 pitches now. Braves trail by 1. Got to get him here. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Probably wasted a few more pitches than we should have. That's his 10th strikeout of the night. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, check it out. A snow cone machine.
A snow cone machine?
You're saying it wrong. It's a snow cone machine.
I just found your old milkshake machine.
Oh, we're going to have to move the toaster.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Why is the dog on the counter?
He likes to be tall.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Joey Votto is one of the most patient, disciplined players in the game, and he could be a future Hall of Famer. He also has a ridiculously low pop-up rate over his career, which is at about 2%.
Between seasons, baseball's brightest stars supplemented their salaries on the vaudeville circuit. Outfielder Turkey Mike Donlin of the New York Giants married an actress and performed with her on tour. Cap Anson recited a monologue written for him by George M. Cohan. Even Christy Mathewson once played the Palace.
John McGraw, who had no act, he didn't sing, he didn't dance, not that the other players necessarily did, but they tried. John McGraw would go on the vaudeville circuit in the off-season and simply be John McGraw. He would recite, he would answer questions. It was a sort of a Chautauqua form in a low-life territory.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler. Misses wide and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Taking a changeup all the way in. 1-1. 1-1 count. Gomber at 64 pitches, by the way. Pitch misses down, 2-1. Jorge Soler 1 for 2 on the night. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it straight back. 2-2. Soler accounting for the only run by the Braves tonight. 2-1 your score. The problem is he has not hit double digits since the second inning in pitches. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Got him with the knuckle curve on the inner cut. 1 away. That pitch just froze him. Soler didn't like it. It might have been a bit of a frame job, but with 2 strikes, you got to swing that. Where they're showing the ball on the screen, whether you're at home or watching it at home or seeing it on our cast, that's really where the ball was framed, but either way, 2 strikes, you got to swing the bat. First pitch to Ozuna is a teardrop right there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Ozuna 1 for 2 with the single. The 0-1. Outside, up and high, 1-1. Ozuna been sitting on 37 home runs and 98 RBI for quite some time. The 1-1 misses high, 2-1. You can see Gomber easily going into the 7th at this rate. Maybe even longer. The 2-1 to Zoo. Swing, slaps it into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Haven't said that in a while, and the Braves have 1 on, 1 out. In a row, we have had Gomber throw 8 pitches or less. I think it was 4, 6, and 8. I think it was the numbers. I might be off by 1 or 2 on the middle number. 1 on, 1 out. Matt Olson stands in. He's over. First pitch, 91 right down the track. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, kicks and fires. Chops it over towards second. It's going to be a 4-6-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. Braves continue to hit in those double plays and kill the scoring opportunities. We head to the 7th, trailing by 1.
You know that thing that's in your head that tells you when it's time to stop talking? Where do you get those?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Gene Autry was a man born in 1907 who you might know as the singer of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. On top of being a singer, an actor, and a soldier, Autry was also a fan of baseball. In fact, the man who sang Rudolph was also the man who founded the Angels. Who do you think is the player with the most Gold Glove awards? You might think of guys like Ozzie Smith, Brooks Robinson, or Willie Mays. But the actual answer is Greg Maddux with 18 Gold Gloves.
Is tomorrow Friday?
Yeah, why?
Cause I think I'm gonna get a little loosey-goosey. But more loose than the goose. Cause the goose be violent.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Y'all always want to say, get your lick back, get your lick back, get your lick back. If I get my lick back, I'm going to jail.
One summer day in 1908, a popular vaudeville entertainer named Jack Norworth boarded a Manhattan train and saw an advertisement that read, "Baseball Today, Polo Grounds." He had never been to a professional game, but by the time he reached his stop, he had written out the lyrics for a song about baseball. When Norworth introduced the song in his act at the Amphion Theater in Brooklyn, it fell flat. But when Nickelodeon audiences were encouraged to sing along with lantern slides, it became a nationwide hit.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. Thank you, Alex P. with the Superfan gift. Always appreciate the donations. Luke Jackson. Well, we said it. Here we go. Luke Jackson coming in the game. Buckle up, boys and girls. Braves trail by 1, and it's up to Luke. Who, remember, he's the one that coughed up all those runs against the Rockies in that Sunday afternoon game in Colorado. Misses the first pitch. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, chopped over towards first, but foul 1-1. Luke will face Toglia, Jones, and Goodman, the 6-7-8 hitter. Toglia, of course, went yard his first time up, 451 feet to straight dead center field. The 1-1, curveball misses wide, 2-1. The 2-1 from Jackson. Luke brings it. 95 misses high, 3-1. I mean, he just doesn't have it. Every time we see him in the game, it is a struggle for him to get an out, much less go through an entire inning. The 3-1 from Luke. Ooh, got a very generous slider call for a strike. That ball actually missed down and in, but we'll take it. So full count from Jackson. Beginning of the 7th inning, Braves trail by only 1. The payoff pitch. Missed with the curveball. Heads down to first with a leadoff walk. You got to wonder what Murphy is thinking calling a curveball with he throws 95. Make the guy beat you. They just try to get too cute. When you're trailing by 1, this is not the time to get him to try to chase on a full count to lead off the inning. Nolan Jones comes up, first pitch. Another bender down below the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Singled in the second, did Jones. Jackson. Runner goes. And the throw is well off the mark. And once again, they take advantage of Murph being behind home plate. And it's going to be a runner down to third, nobody out. They continue to run on Smurf. I mean, that was pathetic. That throw was what is that, 10? A good 10 feet left of the, or if you're looking from home plate, right of the second base bag. So, infield will come in, but the 1-1 swing slices it back foul. Jones trying to make sure he gets underneath that. 1-2. He's looking for a strikeout, but Luke doesn't get a lot of those these days. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Lifted high. That'll score a run, at least one. Harris going back on the track. He'll make the catch at the warning track, but no chance in a world to get the runner home. And Jackson and Murphy has coughed up another run. It's 3-1. One down, and Aaron Bummer's in, warming up in the pen. First pitch from Jackson is swing and a miss on the inner cut. So that slider was well off the plate. I don't know why Goodman swung at it. It might have been a self-defense kind of swing. That ball came as close to hitting him as it did being a strike. The 0-1 misses again, 1-1. I mean, honestly, we're in too big of a pennant race to worry about getting Luke Jackson spots. As the 1-1's popped up high in the sky. Coming in, making the catch is Soler, 2 away. I honestly think that you need to put him on the inactive roster. That's what the 40-man roster's for. This is the last time I want to see Luke Jackson in a game this year. Because you can't have him in any important situation unless the game is a blowout, and that's not what you want to carry on your roster when all these games matter. So let him go pitch down on the farm, or I guess on the taxi squad, he would just get continual work on the side. So first pitch to Beck is inside for a strike at 0-1. There's plenty of guys that you can pull from. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 count. There's plenty of guys that are currently starting that are on the 40-man roster that you could put up there as well. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. By the way, Ian Anderson pitched, I believe it was last night or the night before down on the farm. Terrible outing, 5 walks. So we may not see him anytime soon. You'd think he'll at least get one more start before they even think about using him. The 1-2. Well out of the zone, 2-2. 2 pitches back-to-back up around the eyeballs. Luke Jackson struggling once again. His 18th pitch of the inning in the dirt, ball 3. The payoff pitch brings it nowhere near the zone. Another walk. 2 outs. 1 on. Luke Jackson and Snicker's finally going to come get him. Should have done it before that, but he was trying to save one more pitcher. Bummer will come on. Buckle up, boys and girls. We trail by 2.
Here we go again. I mean, good morning.
So I find myself in the what doesn't kill me, better run era. And just a warning, even I'm a little scared.
You didn't get 110, it's $20, 2 $10 bills. Actually 100. I think the tooth fairy was drinking last night.
I don't know.
You know, it seems like bad things are always happening to me. Like I have bad luck or something.
Son, you don't have bad luck. The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. When Mickey Mantle was a young prospect, he went to St. Louis to try out for the Browns. But because of his scrawniness and overall unimpressive physical appearance, the Browns didn't even let him on the field. Little did they know, they had just turned away one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
People who long for the good old days before ball players got rich should have been a ball player back then. It was hard. They slept 2 to a bed often in the hotels. In fact, Rube Waddell's bunkmate required Connie Mack to put in his contract that Rube Waddell was not allowed to eat crackers in bed.
One of the crosses that Connie Mack had to bear was Rube Waddell of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. When he went to sign Rube to his first contract, he was met at the station in Punxsutawney by all the town leaders as he and Rube were about to get on the train. And Mack was terrified that they had come to to tell Rube not to sign for so little money, or that they wanted to keep him for the local team. And one of them stepped forward and said, "Mr. Mack, we're here to thank you for getting him off of our hands."
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Aaron Bummer's coming on. First pitch on the way. Lefty-lefty matchup with Blackman. This is outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. He'll beat Murph by a mile. They're just running on him all year long. We see it all the time in the Philly series. A couple other teams that do it just routinely, but I mean, this is going to be a problem. This team makes the playoffs anywhere. Teams know that they can run on Murph and this staff. Bummer with the long leg kick, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 1-2 count. Beck has good speed, don't get me wrong, but he got a huge jump, and then the throw was well high. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bummer strikes out Blackman to end the inning. But not before Luke Jackson coughs up 1. We trail by 2, heading to the bottom of the 7th. Let's get some runs, Braves Country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the night. Find me something up. Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and be home all game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves. Bottom of the 7th we go. First pitch from Gomber, who's only at 73 pitches because we have not eaten pitches at all tonight. First pitch misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Not sure what's happening here on the... May have to go in and out of this scoreboard real quick. The 1-0 misses, ball 2-2-0. So a 2-0 count, swing and a miss. 80 miles an hour right down the pipe. 2-1. The 2-1 to Ramon. Pops it up. Back behind home plate, 2-2. Rockies 3, Braves 1, bottom of the 7th. The 2-2. Fists that one back foul. So a 2-2 count. Swung on. That ball's popped up into center field. Drifting over, making the catch is Doyle. One away. One down. Sean Murphy stands at the plate. 0 for 2. First pitch, right down the pipe. Jammed it down his throat with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down below the knees, 1-1. Sean Murphy, a pop out and a strikeout. That pop out was one pitch, so he's seen about 5 pitches tonight. The 1-1 pops that one up high. It'll be an easy, lazy fly ball into center field, 2 down. So Murphy, with those 3 outs, has seen, if my number's correct, 7 pitches. That's including a strikeout. Two away, and Orlando Arcia, who hit a double, and the Braves couldn't get him home, led off the inning with the double, and the first pitch popped it up. He slams the bat for dramatic reasons, but that doesn't change the fact that it's an easy out. We'll head to the top of the 8th, trailing by 2. Braves Country Baseball, we need a comeback.
Leave me alone. I'm a happily married man.
There's no way you're happy. You have 2 kids. Your wife is a disaster. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I will show her this. She will divorce you. You will become my brother forever.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. AL MVP Shohei Ohtani was not only a great hitter in 2021, but also a solid pitcher. A stat to show this is that in high leverage situations, Ohtani had the highest OPS as a hitter, and he held hitters to the lowest OPS as a pitcher. This means that Shohei was the clutchest hitter and pitcher.
George Edward Rube Waddell may have been the strangest man ever to play in the big leagues. A farmer's son from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. He possessed a fastball fearsome enough and a curve wicked enough to lead the American League in strikeouts for 6 straight years and to outpitch Cy Young for 20 innings. But it was his personality that most people remembered. He poured ice water on his arm before he pitched because he said otherwise he'd burn up the catcher's glove. And when he won a game, he sometimes turned cartwheels on the mound. He drank too much. The Sporting News called him the Southpaw, and he couldn't quite remember how many women he'd married. Between seasons, Waddell wrestled alligators and toured in a vaudeville melodrama, The Stain of Guilt. On the field, his attention tended to wander. Opponents could break his concentration by holding up puppies or bright, shiny toys. He loved fires, and when a fire bell clanged, he had to be restrained from leaving the game to chase the fire engine. Exasperated teammates and opposing players never knew what he'd do next, but fans loved him.
Welcome back. Aaron Bummer is going to try to eat some innings here. First pitch on the way is a sinker down and away. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Slice down the first base line, foul. 0-2. Tovar, Doyle, and McMahon due up. 2, 3, 4 hitters. The 0-2. Swing. That ball's rifled up the middle. Bummer kind of slowly brought his glove up, but no chance of getting it. Smoked in between second and short. It's a leadoff single for the Rockies. So 1 on, nobody out. Doyle, the batter. First pitch, 93, misses well inside. It's 1-0. Got to figure they'll be stealing on Murph again. We've seen it all series. We've seen it all year. The 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Now it wasn't 50 million, but it was 24 million mark. The 2-0, right there on the outer edge, 2-1. Is the most ever paid for a jersey. And it was a game worn jersey. It was the jersey worn by Ruth, supposedly. I mean, really, who in the hell knows, right? But anyways. Supposedly, it's the jersey worn by Babe Ruth in 1932 when he did the called shot or not called shot in Chicago versus the Cubs. The 2-1, swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. It won't surprise me if it does hit 50 million in the next few years. There's no telling. The numbers have really skyrocketed for memorabilia. The 2-2. Swung on and laced down the left field line, but foul. Do it again. Braves trail 3-1. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away. Now remember, because Bummer's pitched in the last inning, he does not have to face the 3 batters. So in theory, he could be done here. He could have been done after 1 batter in this inning. That'll bring McMahon, the lefty, up to the plate. Bummer. Soft toss over to first. You know, if you're not going to make, in today's rules with the only 2 moves, if you're not going to make an honest move over there, I mean, that was a lollipop. What is the real point of that? First pitch on the way, runner goes, steals on Murph and Bummer with ease, and he's in scoring position. And you knew that was going to happen. He threw that one in the dirt. Murph really didn't have much of a chance. But he's not throwing anybody out these days. He was actually fortunate. The ball skipped right into his arm and really thought he was going to give it a go, but he just held on to it. The 1-0 sweeper misses inside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Pitch on the way, nowhere near the zone, 3-0. On deck is Rogers. You would think this would be Bummer's last batter. The 3-0. They set up outside again, right there at the knees, 3-1. Baltimore and Kansas City are tied up at 7 in the first quarter. Derrick Henry and Xavier Worthy, for you fantasy football players, have scored. The 3-1 from Bummer. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So he'll head down to first. And runners on first and second, 1 out. Phillies up on the Marlins 5-2 in the 9th. Pirates lead the Nationals 9-3 in the 8th. They're going to come out and talk to Bummer. It's a Abreu, so it's not Snicker, so we're not getting a pitching change. Padres 3-0 on the Tigers. Rangers 3-1 on the Angels. Earlier today, Reds blanked the Astros 1-0. Twins 4-3 over the Rays. And Seattle 6-4 over the A's, while the Giants walked off the Diamondbacks 3-2, the final score there. John Brebbia is warming up in the bullpen. Don't get too excited with him. We got him from the trash heap of the White Sox bullpen. He had been released by San Francisco. The White Sox dropped him after a week. He'll be coming in with a 6.29 ERA if he comes in. First pitch on the way to Brendan Rodgers. Down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires at the knees, 1-1. Got the strike there, but misses mark by several inches. The 1-1 count. Bummer brings it. 92 right down the pipe. 1-2. The 1-2. Bummer rears back and brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good sweeper. 2 away. Fourteenth strikeout tonight by the Atlanta Braves. 43 strikeouts in the last 3 games in franchise history. But unless the bats get going tonight, we're going to have nothing to show for this one. I think they had 16 strikeouts last night. I might be off by 1 or 2 on that one. So there's 16 or 15. First pitch to Toglia is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Brings it. Pitch down below the knees, 2-1. The 2-1. Right there on the inner cut, 2-2. Yeah, Brebbia was with the Giants for the last 3 seasons before he went to the White Sox. The 2-2. He was actually pretty decent the last couple of years. This year, he's just awful. Bummer's going to step off the mound for a second. I don't know what I said, but that's what I meant to say. The 2-2. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Drifting back, making the jumping catches, Luke Williams in shallow center field to end the inning. Well, we only down by 2. Urshela Williams in the top of the order coming to the plate.
Exes be like, but I gave you the world. You gave me depression and a yeast infection. Shut the up.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. There have been 4 times where a player to be named later was themselves. For example, in 2005, John McDonald was traded from the Blue Jays to the Tigers for a player to be named later. 4 months later, the trade was completed when McDonald was reacquired by the Blue Jays as the player to be named later.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just super daddied my pants.
What?
Shadoodled. I my pants, I think.
You don't have pants on.
Sunday would come and the little park would be packed way before game time. Everybody wanting to see the great Rube Waddell pitch. Nowhere to be found. Manager'd be having a fit. And then just a few minutes before the game time, there'd be a commotion in the grandstand. You'd hear people laughing and yelling, "Here comes Rube! Here comes Rube!" And there he'd come right through the stands. He'd jump down on the field, cut across the infield, the clubhouse, taking off his shirt as he went. In about 3 minutes, he never wore any underwear. He'd run back out in uniform and yell, "All right, let's get him." Sam Crawford.
Bottom of the eighth here. Gio Urshela takes the first pitch off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Gomber out there putting a masterclass on. The 1-0. Slap down the third base line. Foul, just foul, 1-1. 1-1 count. Gomber, 87th pitch of the night. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. Be interesting to see how long they'll go with Gomber. With Colorado not being in a pennant race or anything, they don't have the same thing that they're looking at, and they might just be trying to eat innings with Gomber. Typically, you wouldn't see them send Gomber through the order for what would be a fourth time, but the 1-2. Swing. That ball's lifted into right field. That ball's going to get caught. Drifting over, making the catch. In right field is Beck. One away. The hanging bender just couldn't do anything with it. Five strikeouts for Gomber on the night. 1 earned run, 5 hits. Pitch on the way to Luke Williams is swung on. That ball's lifted and lazy fly ball to left field, 2 away. Two down. Back to the top of the order. We talked about it tonight, but we knew the top of the order was going to have to be the one that carried the entire team. I mean, when you get past realistically Laureano, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th hitters, there's just nothing there. First one to Michael Harris is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Hopefully Whit Merrifield comes back tomorrow night, and we need Ozzie back in a big way. Four-seam fastball to Harris, right down the pipe, 1-1. On deck is Soler representing the tying run. The 1-1 at the knees, 1-2. Line out, pop out, and strikeout for Harris. 4 for 11 in the series. The 1-2 to Money Mike. Swung it. What in the world? Did he get a piece of that? He didn't. The ball got away, but Harris just kind of mosily walked back to the dugout. They tagged him on the wallet, and that'll end the inning. You'd like to have seen him at least try to run down to first. We head to the top of the 9th, trailing by 2.
People would be like, "Damn, you're just so chill." I'm like, "Thanks, I gave up."
Lastly, before I open the bar in the morning, I always make sure to turn on the Coors Sun, let people know we got Ice Delicious Coors in the bar, and then that's the last thing I do.
That sign does not say Coors.
Come outside,
Come outside. Come outside. It's closed. It says closed.
Okay. Yeah, right, I can see that now, but, you can't really read it from the inside.
You can't read it from the outside.
All right. Today we're going to talk about crazy stats.
Both Cecil and Prince Fielder ended their careers with 319 home runs. They both made their major league debuts at the age of 21. They both had one season with 50 or more home runs, one season with 40 or more home runs, and 4 seasons with 30 or more home runs. Exactly 40% of their hits went for extra base hits, and 22% of the balls they put into play were line drives. And that's not all. They also matched each other with 97 two-out home runs, 49 fourth-inning home runs, 29 fifth-inning home runs, and 18 ninth-inning home runs.
Players like Waddell, with their drinking, with their bad acting, with their inability to take their profession seriously, they came to baseball in its early years in very large numbers because baseball, though popular, was outside social norms. The instability of a career where you might work for a year or two and then be gone, the jumping from team to team, seemed to be suited toward individuals who couldn't fit as well in the rest of society. Now, it helped in the case of Rube Waddell and many of these other sociopathic figures, that in addition to being sociopaths, they also had incredibly strong arms or very good batting eyes.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. John Brebbia coming in with a 6.29 ERA. 17 walks, 58 strikeouts. Right-handed batters are batting 291 against the right-hander. Left-handers 231. Really makes you wonder why they picked him up, but we'll see what he's got. He's here just to try to eat some innings and hopefully keep the Braves in this one. We still got one more at bat. First pitch on the way, 93 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Foul back 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Due up in the ninth inning, you'll have Jorge Soler, Ozuna, and Matt Olson, the 0-2. Down and in 1-2. Rockies 3, Braves 1. The Braves will win the series hoping to get the sweep, but they're going to have to put some lightning in a bottle in the bottom of the ninth inning. The 1-2's in the dirt, 2-2. The 2-2 from Brebbia. 94 out wide, 3-2. So a full count. Jones 1 for 2 on the night. Brebbia comes set, the payoff pitch. Ball 4. Whoa, they called that a strike? We'll take it, but that was a bad call, man. That thing was 2 to 3 inches off the edge. Jones is letting him hear about it. What a way. That was, I mean, it wasn't even framed well. Good night, Irene. He is just not, you know what? And I just saw a close-up of the home plate umpire, Jansen Visconti. His eyes didn't even move when the ball came down the pipe. He was still staring out. He's doing that off his peripherals. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and swatted into left. Making the sliding catch is Ramon Laureano, 2 down. Good defensive play by Ramon. Hard hit ball. Two down, top of the ninth. Righty-righty matchup, pitch on the way, 94 at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1. Beck, the number 9 hitter, slices one back foul. 0-2. Braves welcome in the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Brebbia gets out of it unscathed. A little bit of luck from the left field gods and a little bit of help from his friend behind the plate. We'll be back in a flash.
Do you want me to get you a drink?
No, it's 8:30 in the morning. What is wrong with you?
But we're at the airport.
Oh, that's right. No, I already have one. I'm good. Thanks.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Why does Kenley Jansen wear the number 74? Jansen was one of the best closers of the 2010s, but things haven't always been good for Kenley. When he was 12, his father suffered a stroke and he couldn't work anymore. As a result, his mother Bernadette had to work day and night to support the family. She would tell Kenley and his siblings that everything was okay when they were actually in deep financial troubles. Kenley knew about the family's issues, so he promised her he would do everything he could to fix their problems. At the age of 17, Jansen was a catcher and he signed with the Dodgers. He had a good arm but was struggling at the plate, so the Dodgers turned him into a pitcher. In 2011, the Dodgers gave him a major league contract worth $416,000. With no hesitation, Kenley sent the money to his family back in Curacao in order to help pay off the home's mortgage. That house in Curacao is on Kaya Kokolishi 74, and Jansen wears the number 74 to honor his family and his roots.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
In 1904, Waddell struck out 349 batters, a record for American League left-handers, but he was just too hard to handle. Though he was one of the greatest pitchers in baseball, his unreliability infuriated his teammates, and he was driven out of the big leagues and then out of the minors. Waddell contracted tuberculosis, helping victims of a flood, and died on April 1st, 1914, at the age of 37.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Heart of the order, do it for the Braves. Atlanta trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Rockies. Lopez will be in line to get the loss. He's given up 2 earned runs. But all in all, it was a pretty good night, 11 strikeouts. First pitch to Soler is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. But all we need is back-to-back-to-back jacks, and we walk out of here. 1-0 count. Righty, Kenley, the pitcher. Brings it. Swing, pops it back, foul. 1-1. Soler 1 for 3 on the night with a single. The 1-1. Right-hander brings it. Misses. 2-1. Two for 10 in the series. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Slider on the outer edge, 2-2. Ozuna on deck. In the hole, Olsen. If anyone gets on, it would be Ramon Laureano, unless they decide to go with the pinch hitter of Darnode or Kelnick. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chase that one well off the edge. Strike 3. 1 away. You know, I know everyone fondly remembers what Soler did 2021, but he's not hitting right now, and the idea of keeping him at the number 2 spot probably isn't the wisest thing to do. His last 15 games, he's hitting .098 with an OPS of just over 400, which is just awful. If it weren't for the 1 home run, he really hadn't done anything. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Even before that, his last 30 games, 186 batting average. An OPS just over 7. The 1-0. Right down the pipe on the outer edge, 1-1. 1-1 count. Kenley rocks and fires. 96 right down the track, 1-2. Tomorrow night, we welcome in the Toronto Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman, the 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. I was looking at that series. What we're going to do Braves Country today, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're a Country Club member, you can see it here on YouTube. If not, go over to Facebook Live on Braves Country Radio. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Braves down to the last out now. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Matt. Right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Good Lord, what was that? He did a half swing at the pitch in the dirt near his ankles. Now we're down to our last strike, our last out. You don't like to say a team isn't trying, but they definitely look, I don't know if they look like hungover, tired. This is kind of like what we normally see them in the day games in the middle of the week. The 0-2, 90 miles an hour, misses up top, 1-2. Just an utterly just bad performance in a game that you needed to get some breathing room. The Mets are going to host the Reds for 3 this weekend while we're taking on the Blue Jays. The 1-2, slice foul. Do it again. Braves down to their last strike. If Olsen can find a way to get on, Ramon Laureano represents the tying run. So 1-2. Kenley looks in and brings it. Swinging, that ball's hammered over to first. Good play by Toglia is going to end the game as he steps on the bag. Braves lose a tough one, 3-1. And I got some thoughts on some of the things that I saw there at the end of the game in the dugout, but we'll save that for tomorrow. Braves Country today, 1 p.m. Eastern. Once again, Country Club members, you can see it here on YouTube Live. If you miss it on that, you will be able to see the replay shortly after. If you want to watch it live and you're not a Country Club member, jump on over to Facebook. Facebook Live will be right there, Braves Country Radio. Y'all have a great night, Braves Country. 3-1, disappointing performance by this offense once again. The pitching was good enough. 3 runs at home against the Rockies ought to get you the win.